All right. So what's up, everybody? Not Monaco here. I see a lot of you in the chat saying hello, good morning. Good to see you guys. Thank you again for hopping on and just being here with us. Bryce is going to be right back. He just had to run. He had like a contact issue. So I'll get us started. Bryce will come in a couple of minutes here. You know, bit of a slower pre-market again, kind of seems to be the theme. But, you know, slow is relative here because there are definitely still trades out there. It's our job to go and try to find them. So looking at the market, obviously this morning, GV had a pretty good pop. This was one of the best end-of-day runners yesterday. Kind of already popped and dropped, which, given that it's given back all of this spike here, leads me to believe that probably there's no trade on this one. Just watching it just in case, because obviously that was some pretty decent volume and some decent spikes. So we'll see if that changes post-market open. Biggest gappers today would be SGBX, kind of a low-price stock. It's got a pretty crappy long-term chart, but again, that doesn't mean it can't run to like 50 or 60, which is, 50 to 100% higher from where we are right now. So even though it's pretty rough, it's putting in some crazy volume. It's already traded 200 million shares today. So, big volume tends to lead to big runs. So definitely going to be watching this one pretty closely. I personally don't love stocks under $1, but a trade's a trade. LPSN's my favorite right now. This is a larger company. I'm going to say larger in quotes because it's still small, but it's not, a $10 million company. Float is 90 million, 140 million market cap. They've got decent news. It's the same type of news that's, fluffy, classic, small company news, which is basically like, hey, we're using Google Cloud. They kind of teed it up with a partnership with Google Cloud, which isn't incorrect. It's just, kind of a stretch of the truth here. LPSN, though, doesn't really have much of a history of big runs. Question is this the stock that kind of everyone gravitates towards here today? Because it's definitely got the best news. Google's in the headline. We can't really deny that. So right now I want to see how it holds out of the gates. 140 is definitely the first level that I'm watching. Want to see maybe if we can get a dip and rip off 140. And then all the others are kind of just secondary weak potential ideas. FIG, obviously at this point, we faded like 4 or 5 days in a row. Could it go lower? Definitely. I was kind of looking for panic. Bryce and I yesterday were talking about that a lot. We were looking for some panic and never really panicked. Even at the end of the day, it was kind of just that was the closest thing, but it was a bit of a fade. Now, under today's lows, we definitely could go lower. I would be looking. The only way I long this one today is you see that orange line. That's our red-green level. That's kind of where I'd be looking to potentially get long. And even that, it's definitely not an A+ trade for me anymore. Other ones open. Again, not a A+ trade by any means, but it was pretty much holding up because everyone was expecting earnings. Wall Street bets thought they were going to blow earnings out of the water. It's gapping down, and it's gapping down towards this breakdown level. So it might keep fading is what I'm trying to say, because maybe the Wall Street bets crowd just gives up on this thing and is like, hey, this is a turd all along. And maybe we get a decent fade out of it. But again, like not an A+ trade. And then IPDN, I'm just watching because it was pretty much the only other one that popped and spiked up pre-market and got my attention. So that's what I got. Bryce, did I miss anything that you're looking at?
No, unfortunately, you did not miss a single trade that I'm also looking at. You've covered everything. I'm not going to lie to you. I think SGBX is probably my favorite. And with like the caveat that the daily chart does suck, I don't know if this, realistically goes much higher than 50 cents, which we're pushing right now, which is a little bit annoying. But I do like this. I'd love to see this thing set up for a dip and rip out of the gates here. But that's really about it. I'm in the same boat as Matt. I don't love these sub-dollar stocks, at least not under 50 cents. But you know what? Like Matt said, a trade's a trade.
Right. That's why we're here. Thanks, chat. AIMD. I almost wrote this one off because it couldn't get running, and then we kind of squeezed back straight to highs. This one's, the news is okay. I'd give it like a B or B- level news. It's AI at least, which has been a hot theme for a while. It's just like a relatively small dollar number. It's only a $2 million deal. Yes, it is a small company. It's got some histories of runs, but you can see those big red candles here on the chart. Pretty much every time it runs, it just ends up dying and giving back those gains. We'll see if today's any different. It's also one of the smaller gaps. It's only up 30%. So I'm going to also call that one a back burner. I guess, yeah, SGBX would be a top watch. And then I think LPSN. Those are my two today that I'm watching pretty closely.
Yeah. Fig, if we can really, again, if we can find a panic, great. I do think it probably bounces. I just don't know if it's going to be like an A+ bounce stock right now.
Yeah. No, that's
it might grind up,
yeah.
and that's great. If you want to be in the grind, be in the grind. I don't want to.
A decent OTC. I don't love buying OTCs and holding them all day. So this is definitely going to be an afternoon watch for me. The volume's good for an OTC, but definitely poor overall. Is this H graph, which I think we talked about last week at some point. But if you zoom out, you look at like a 10-day chart here. OTCs, if you've never traded them, they are a different beast. But they don't trade after hours. But with that said, there's definitely somewhat of a breakout level here, right around like 110, 112. And we've been trending up nicely. So my thought is if this holds, until like 2 or 3 o'clock in this afternoon, we might see an end of day breakout and potential gap up tomorrow. So not really going to be a trade we get on this webinar, but something that's worthwhile to at least watch this afternoon.
Yeah, I do like that look.
Lou says, stop talking about Fig. How can I stop talking about Fig? Fig was the best trade of the entire month. Without a doubt. Without a doubt, the best trade. Huge range. Even if you trade this with 100 shares. I mean, huge range. And we got that Tradefunder link too. So someone's going to say, well, I have a small account. Tradefunder down there, that's part of it. You can get larger accounts. You can get funded. You can start trading some of these larger stocks. Now, I know Fig was an IPO, so I don't think Tradefunder had it listed for a couple of days available to trade. But with that said, regardless, this is a crazy amount of range, and you just can't ignore it. Today, like, what's the bounce potential? Like, what if it goes to 90? That's, $13 a share of upside. On 100 shares, it's $1,000.
Lou's saying you realize Fig is almost down 40%. No point in talking about it.
I don't know why I'm talking about it.
That's exactly why we're talking about it. That is the exact reason we're talking about it.
Exactly.
Some of my, I go through and review my trades. Some of my best trades of all times have been bouncing stocks that are oversold. And especially something like an IPO that actually has a real reason to bounce. But Super Sam said we could talk about Neg, or we could not. I hate that stock now. That went from one of my favorites to one of my least favorites really quick.
Yeah, Neg is just it's a hard trader.
It's tough. I was talking to Matt about this. Like, it's weird because like it's low volume by like the amount of shares traded, but it's trading like $100 million in volume. Pick a side here, trade $1 billion in volume. Give me some real volume candles too. Like look how ugly that is. Breaks high a day, slams back down to low a day.
Lou, I'm doubling down on this. He says you're buying a fallen knife. Lou, I haven't bought a single share of this stock.
Don't anger the beast, Lou. What are you doing?
Yeah, Lou, Mark hasn't even opened. I'm gonna get fired up on you.
Matt's gonna buy
like a spider monkey on your ass. Is this a good trade today? I don't know. I even said it was a back burner. Yesterday would have been the A+, but it just didn't set up, so I didn't touch it. But one of these days, it's going to put at least $10 a share of upside, and that's where I want to be.
And the irony here is the more it falls, the better the trade. Like, there's no need to try to get in super early in on it. And if it grinds up $10 a share, it grinds up $10 a share. And that is what it is.
Yep. Someone said, good comment, something that we all have certain stocks we hate. PTSV is my killer. I hate it. Yeah, I mean, the truth is stocks kind of have personalities too, and I'm with you. There's certain stocks that for the life of me, I just can't trade. I mess up.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, if there's a stock that you find that's like that, in my experience, it's better off just writing it off, ignoring it, moving on to a different ticker.
100%.
Sweet. We got like roughly a little over a minute and a half. Rick says, a stock with a float like Fig could do a short squeeze. I don't know so much of a short squeeze as there's no denying over, part of the reason I think FIG pulled back so much real quick is, over the last week, the overall market, you got to keep in mind, FIG is like a real company. It's not one of the small caps we usually trade. But over the last week, the overall market has been a bit weaker than it's been in a while. I think that also has led to FIG pulling back. We'll see what today does, but there was some really good Apple news this morning, which is why Apple's running. Basically, they came to some deal with the White House. I think they're going to announce like a new production plant in the United States. So, Apple being one of the largest, I think it's the top 3 still. I think NVIDIA and Microsoft passed them, but still one of the biggest companies in the world. When that goes up, it's very healthy for the overall market. So, a rising tide lifts all boats. With that said, I mean, if FIG here just keeps fading off, again, it's pretty easy for me to just avoid. I think the lower it goes, the better. Because if this, fades for the next 2 days, goes down to 50, awesome. I'm going to be even more excited to buy it. The point is waiting for that entry. Don't get over eager.
Well said.
All right. We got, 15 seconds here. And again, top 2 today, SGBX. I wish this perk didn't happen until the market opened, but it did. So we're going to have to play it. Ton of volume on this thing. Then LPSN, great news. Those are the focuses. Someone says potential entry points on LPSN. Kind of too early to tell for me. I typically, if you've been on these streams, the first 5 minutes, I like to sit on my hands and kind of take in all the information that we've got out here. LPSN, though, there's obviously this pre-market high break. 150 is kind of right underneath it. That'd be a pretty decent buy. But it all depends, how it sets up, what this chart does the next couple of minutes. I don't want to, go out there and force it here.
Got SGBX trying to break out here. Huge bidder.
Yeah.
Huge bidder. Yes.
That's a mean volume.
That's a 10 million share candle right out of the open there.
Yeah. And LPSN holding up decent too. So still a little too early to tell on both those there, but both in play still. That's the good news. Aimed has a little pop out of the gate as well. Ooh, LPSN just took quite a slam, so kind of waiting to see there.
That's a hard slam.
Yeah.
For such a large float anyway. GV, I mean, can't say I'm surprised, but definitely a little bit disappointed that we faded so hard. That looked like it could have been something fun. But sometimes that is just the way the cookie crumbles.
The cookie crumbles.
Oh, yeah.
I do have my eye on FIG a little here.
Yep, keeping a close eye on FIG. Tried to bounce into VWAP there. Couldn't do it. Couldn't break through yet.
Yeah, still too early.
Again,
it
at this
like as soon as I said, it looks like it's going lower. Louis, if you're right today, man, more power to you. I hope it goes lower.
No, agreed. I would love nothing more than to see one more like really solid red day on this. If it's not going to panic,
Lou is back. You will lose on FIG. I can't lose if I don't take a trade, boss.
You will lose.
Aim straight up. This is becoming more interesting. I didn't like it because it just wasn't one of the biggest gappers, but good move there. LPSN just straight down here out of the gate. So, and SGBX pretty hard pull. Oh my god, really hard pull. Back. So
It's holding VWAP.
AIM's their strongest stocks.
SGBX, as long as we can stay over, I mean, we really have down to like 35 cents, I think, before that thing is like toast.
Oh, which one?
SGBX. I think as long as it holds that like previous kind of lows in pre-market, we're not looking terrible.
Fig. I'm going to buy some soon. Louis, if I lose, I'll say you're right for the next week. Kind of watching that red-green level on Fig. Yeah, I scooped up a starter. I hate the straight up chase here. Verb is halted up? You're joking.
Verb's halted up at 22.
Oh, that was a decent daily chart, but the volume is just so low.
Bad. The volume's bad.
So low.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Big is green. The test is here. Is it the little figgy that could? SGBX, pretty decent bounce back, honestly.
Very nice recovery. I agree.
Bryce was right. Maybe just not quite done yet. That is a wild range. What's that? 50 down to 37. What's the math on that? 25% or so?
Yeah, no, very, very good range.
Huge pullback. Figgy so far rejecting this red-green.
Which makes it all the more interesting. I will say this: SGBX is trading like holding like that volume is holding very well. It's not diminishing in volume. It's still trading like 5 million shares a minute. That's
big volume.
Very big volume. Very good volume.
Fig, I really want to buy a lot of your shares, but you don't want me to.
I think Fig wants lower.
I think it might too. SGBX, Mamma Mia.
Yeah, I think what a really ideal trade, at least in my opinion now, would look like is one more fake breakdown, kind of wick to the downside, trap a couple of shorts, and see what this thing can do. Because to me, what that looks like right now, that breakdown through 40 kind of looks like the first start of like a short trap. Like, okay, oh, it's done. It's done. It failed pre-market highs, and we're like still sitting at pre-market highs right now.
OPSN trying to find some support here. It's okay. Again, not the best for risk and reward standpoint, but potential trade. Fig is not written off yet, Lou. But I agree with you. It doesn't look great. It definitely needs to get over this red-green level, that orange line.
The question I have is, what if you shorted Fig? Would you still lose money? Like, can you just not trade it all together?
Aimed, man. Putting in some straight up work here.
LPSN, kind of interesting little fake breakdown there.
I hate when they go straight up. Aimed straight up, hard. Oh, SGBX,
Right.
yeah, pretty ugly.
Which one?
SGBX, just another slam back.
That is what I would look, if that holds right there.
Yeah.
That's exactly what
the buy would be over 44 cents.
Yep.
At that point, that line right there.
Yep, I completely agree.
LPSN, fake little pop, and looks like just back to lows.
Ooh, SGBX, that's a recovery.
Is it? Oh boy, I took it off my screen there.
No need. No need.
Verb unhalted. Interesting. Again, just really low volume. Not really my
unfortunately,
favorite at all.
Very low volume. I think there's a strong case for SGBX here at 44.
Yeah.
I just took some there 43 for
push higher. I like
push
it.
higher, yeah, to see if we can break. If we break high a day, I think you just kind of got shorts wrangled up there, which I do love to see a wrangled short.
A wrangled short.
A wrangled short. Hey, SGBX, if that's all you can do, not so sure about you. That'd be very unfortunate. That was a really strong recovery for not as big.
Crazy range on that stock, like I was saying. Percentage-wise, I mean, that's nuts.
Well, and that's what's cool about it is like you don't need a ton of size. I mean, it's a cheap stock, so I'm not sitting here and saying like all you need is 4 shares, but like the percentage range is really nice. I do like when you can trade like that. Again, I think a big key on trades like these is really just being patient, waiting for that. I mean, that 40, I think that 44 level, super key. And also like no need to get greedy. Verb. That is terrible. Oh my God.
What did it do?
Just it unhalts, goes back down to low a day, now up near high, like to a new high a day. That's why I'm
Fig. I'm very interested, Lou. I'm very interested. I actually just bought some more shares. I'm just gonna risk down to this low 77.5.
Oh, SPDX 50.
Oh,
I just sold a little bit there into that
good
push.
trade,
Beautiful, beautiful. I think shorts are wrangled.
Bryce wrangled the shorts.
I like to try to wrangle and dangle them.
Just a regular cowboy.
Just a regular old-fashioned cowboy.
This is why you're talking about trash stocks. Because the garbage pays the bills. I don't know. Bryce had a great trade on that. I did not take it. We outlined it, 44. I don't
know what we're doing. We're both making money on our trash stocks today. I don't really know what Fig apparently is trash. SGBX trash. But I'll tell you this. Oh,
My
like
little
6
figgy
cents
that
a share.
could. Come on, get over high day. Get over 80.
The little Fig Newton that wanted to.
Get over 80, figgy.
You know what? Hold on. I'll be right back. I gotta go make a testament. What do I want SGBX to? I'll be right back.
Figgy, figgy, figgy. I really don't know how high this could go. I would say, I don't know. I'm just going to probably, I guess, watch how it goes. At this point, I can confidently probably risk 78.
We are wrangling the shorts right now.
Wrangled.
They are wrangled. They are wrangled. They don't know what to do. I've got them on my saddle.
Yeehaw, cowboy.
Tactical Trading says we dumpster dive for a living and it pays very well.
Well said. We need a slogan. Dumpster dive. Oh, I like the hat. I didn't even look at the camera.
Come on, man. I said I'm wrangling them. I'm wrangling them.
He's wrangling them. God damn. Great trade. You still in some?
Yeah, I had some
Nice.
left. I had about a quarter of my position left here. I'm honestly probably selling way too early, but this is this literally is doing exactly what I was hoping for it to do. I wouldn't mind adding some more back because again, the volume is just staying so strong on this.
Come on, little figgy figgy. I want 85. I feel like 85 is a good potential target. What were some of these? Like yesterday's support was about 85. I feel like that would be, if I can make it that high, that's a good thing.
Well, I mean, there at the end of the day, too, that's basically your $10 a share bounce. What was the risk on SGBX? That previous low, right? So, I mean, when it set that low there, that higher low at 38.50, if it goes under that, I don't want to be in anymore. And that's how right now, that's how I'm treating the rest of my shares. I'm still in about 20% of my position. So I'd like to add some back. Yeah, that'd be the most ideal scenario, I think, in my mind, is just being able to add a little bit back and have a new risk level and ideally look for higher. 50 cents, pretty key level. It's that kind of psychological $0.50 level and resistance on the chart, not really by volume, but like just kind of that 53-cent area. But I mean, we're trading 366 million shares by 946. So I hope it could break through a kind of psychological level.
I did
Zen
sell,
Trader.
Lou's my man here. I did sell a little there at 81. I already regret it. I already regret it. I sold it, basically kept going higher. Because Lou was right. A little rejection did happen there at 81. But, I mean, overall, this is still looking really good. My average is roughly red-green, so 79. And at this point, I would just risk break even on the rest and see if I can sell any higher.
GV, man, what a bummer. I really had some big plans for that one. I'm very sad. I wanted to take GV home to meet my parents.
That's funny.
Thanks.
That's funny. SGBX, nice little higher low here, Foreman. Come on, Fig. I said 85. I'll probably sell at 84 anyways, but just keep going.
That's a great trade. Nice work.
There we go. Figgy, figgy. Little figgy that good. I will regret every sell I had up into this point when this goes to 90.
That's kind of how I'm feeling about SGBX right now. Like, why did I sell any?
Yeah. Both look very good. This looks very strong. Over high day, that could swipe pretty good. Figgy 82. Give me 83.
83 going once. 83 going twice.
There we go, Texan.
Sold. You know, I did live there for 3 years. Jeff is acting like me. Jeff said lost internet here. Jeff's been like me for the last week, I think. I finally got my internet fixed. We're back. I don't know if you can tell. I haven't lagged once. Oh, SGBX. I think if we can just, I really want to add to this, but I need it to set up a little bit longer.
I sold some more Fig there, 82 guys. I still have a good chunk, but it just feels like, you know, we've gone now $4 share straight up. It's starting to slow back. I'm kind of expecting a pullback, but we'll see. Regrets likely will be had. Because I do think this has a lot of upside potential.
No regrets. No regrets.
I'll get it tatted.
Please. How much do I have to pay you?
Oh, you'd have to pay me a lot of money.
Next time I have a 50K week, I'm going to offer Matt 10 grand to get that tatted on his forehead.
Ames looks okay. It's just, there's this. See, look, Fig, I told you I'm going to regret it as soon as I sell. Now we're at more highs.
No. Listen to our guys in chat. No regrets. Robert says no regrets, never look back. Money in the bank.
Brandon says not even a letter. He understands the joke. I love it. Lou says, Lou, my man, I appreciate you, dude. He says, you wouldn't be a good trader if you didn't take profits and have regrets. Just means one of us.
I feel like Lou and Matt are back on good terms. I feel like you guys are back on good terms.
There was no bad blood. I appreciate the healthy skepticism.
That's true. All skepticism.
Still a decent bidder here on Fig pushing this thing higher.
I will say this is a really nice bounce.
Figgy.
I'm a little mad at myself I didn't join that one. I'm glad I got SGBX, but it's never fun missing a good trade. You know what I've learned though? I'm not as good at trading these kind of larger cap stocks. I always seem to botch them one way or another.
They're different.
They do trade different. That's fine.
Lou says, I had PTSD. I admit defeat. Lou, we live to fight another day. I guarantee we do these webinars every day. It's only a matter of time before I admit defeat on something. That'd be true.
Whenever you're feeling down, grab your cowboy hat and wrangle the shorts with us. That's all I can say.
I sold a good chunk of my Fig there too. I knew I wasn't going to make it to 85.
That's great.
But I still think go higher. Red-green is a very, very simple risk at this point. If it gets even remotely back down there, it's pretty easy. Bail on that trade.
AIMD going for high a day. That's a nice little trend break there. That's your top over on your left. If you, oh, that's my mouse.
Fig is a freight train.
That's a mean wicket put in there.
What I should have done in hindsight is like pulled up like a 2 or 3 minute chart and just tried to like risk the previous lows of every candle. I would still be in full size. That would have been the dream. Alas, it was not done.
Hey, there's your 84.
And I sold too early.
Here's your 80. It's all right. If you got some left, you got another sell coming.
I'm all out now.
You're all out.
I'm all out. I'm sad. But I just had to take the profits. It did kind of exactly what I thought it does probably go higher. That's right.
Tip your hats to Matt Monaco. That's a nice trade.
Thoughted. But yeah, I mean, happy with the trade. It was decent. I give myself a B score on this one because I saw it, decent entry. My exits were kind of crappy though. So I can get better at that because here comes 84. Now again, so this is a high price stock. Tim Bowen, because obviously we're on Stock Trades YouTube. You guys should all know who Tim Bowen is. He loves to talk about the rule of 10, and that applies perfectly here. Now, what does that mean? That means if you usually buy 1,000 shares of something, when you're trading a bigger stock, you can reduce it by 10 because basically you're expecting a 10 times bigger move, right? So let's say you normally trade 1,000 shares and you don't want to buy or you don't have a big enough account to buy 1,000 shares of FIG. If you bought 100, right? Let's do some math. Say 79, which was red green, right? So that was the entry that I was talking about. You bought 100 shares. At this point, you're at $5 a share. That's $500 winner, right? I mean, that's a fantastic trade. And I still do think this might have some more upside here because it's just a freight train. It hasn't even really had a pullback yet. Aimed stuff at high day. This is
stuff and then
one.
Right back to it.
Yeah. One thing I've learned, ladies and gentlemen, in all my years is when stocks do sketchy stuff, just don't touch it.
Yep.
You're just opening the door for pain. I know some of you like pain, but I don't.
You know, and the other thing too is like we're in a market where there's more than one trade. Like, it's so easy to get tunnel vision on like if you're looking at AIMD in the morning, like this is the only stock I can look at, and then you miss the good trade. You know, that's keep an eye on a couple. There's 2-3 good movers this morning. Keep an eye on them. Cycle through them.
What's this EFI?
I saw that earlier this morning.
No, it's a EHTH.
Oh, SGBX, butter me up. That had a little fake breakdown there at 45 cents.
He's wrangling. He's buttering.
We're butter biscuits, you know? This is the Southern hospitality.
This eHealth stock, just too low volume. I think I
do like how that looks. I shouldn't trade it.
It does look nice. It's just, and it definitely could go. I don't enjoy low volume stuff, and it's not like terrible volume. It's just, you know, much lower volume than these other ones over here.
Oh, it's also an earnings trade. Like, I mean, again, not that that's necessarily a bad thing, but
FIG definitely struggling here at 84 more than it has in a while. Not a bad sell for anyone who held better than I did.
To be fair, I think just kind of went vertical, like $8. Oh, well, there's the breakout.
Or not, or just keep going.
Or it can keep going vertical. So I don't know. Don't listen to me.
Yeah. Bryce, what's stopping SGBX? Someone's asking. Jared, what's stopping SGBX? 50?
Well, I mean, I think to be completely honest, I think it's just a mix of a couple of factors. One, again, 50-cent psychological resistance level. Number two, I mean, this is resistance. This is intraday resistance right here at 49 cents, 50 cents. You got psychological resistance at 50. Literal price action resistance here at 49. I don't think anything's stopping it more than it's just consolidating right now. We'll see if you can take another move higher. I would personally like to try, again, I'm kind of playing with house's money right now, but if we start pushing through this 49 cent area right now, I'll probably take a little bit more. I won't go back in full size, but for one more push higher, we got a lot of resistance on the chart up in like the higher 50s, 58 cents roughly. So I don't want to sit here and, you know, I do think this is somewhat of a high entry now, but clear risk level at like 45 cents. So it's pretty tight risk.
Yeah.
That's kind of.
Someone says, does SGBX have SSR? Yeah. And one easy way to tell, just on StockTrade too. Do you see my mouse? There's this little S icon that tells you SSR. E says, ENG says, are you guys doing this every morning? Absolutely. We try to. I will say tomorrow morning, this is probably news to Bryce, but tomorrow morning, Bryce is alone again. So
that is news to me.
You're just stuck with the cowboy over here. But I'll be back Friday. Yeah, AMID, someone says sketchy. It is sketchy. And yes, it's going higher. But it is sketchy. I don't want to be in a stock that goes to highs, goes to lows, goes to highs, kind of slams, goes back to lows. If you can stomach that, more power to you. That's what I got to say. E also says, nice call out, Matt, made $400. That's awesome.
Let's go. Woo!
Boom, boom. Christopher's talking about Tradefunder, says, I signed up, can't figure it out or get no help. Chris, have you reached out to their support? The support's amazing. They usually answer real quick. I'll drop the link again in a second. But if you just reach out to their support via email, they'll get back to you same day, probably within, if you catch them at a good time, like almost instantly. And they'll help you out with anything you need. So apologies for that, but we'll get it taken care of for you. Fig, just literally no pullback.
I know.
None. Zero. It just, again, I'm looking at this 2 minute, and it has not had a 2 minute candle downtick yet. That's pretty nuts. That's a strong stock. No, SGBX.
I just cut the remainder of my position there at 45. That's
whoa.
That's unfortunate.
That's one that's got some range too.
That's a very low volume slam, but I'll keep an eye on it. For now, it's I think they tried to wrangle as many shorts as they could. They just, there's only 5 shorts to wrangle.
Yeah. Again, on Fig, I've already kind of said this, but it does kind of feel like we're just tiring out a little bit. Doesn't mean it can't go higher in a little bit, but you notice for like 15 minutes, we basically went straight up. And now for the last 5, we're kind of starting to go sideways a smidge. Jari says we should do a meetup. Sykes and Stocks Trade, they usually try to do a conference. I think it's been it might be 2 years at this point since last time they did a conference, but we can try to push them. Last time we did one, I think it was it October 2023? It might have been.
Yes.
In Vegas. So yeah, it has been about 2 years at this point, but we'll see what we can do to push them, because that's always a lot of fun.
It's so much fun. Yeah. I mean, it's fun just getting to talk trading with traders. I mean,
good question from Joanne.
Johan.
Yeah. Look, guys, we talked about this yesterday. I'm not very good at English.
I could be so wrong. I said that pretty confidently.
It's a freight train. It's killing me. It's just going straight up. I regret most of my first sell, I think, was 81.50? All the way down here. Look how bad that looks. Oh, brutal. Oh, well. All right. Answer this question, Bryce. You start. I'll go second.
Question: can you talk about how you manage your risk level when you put on ads, and how do you determine how much you want to add according to your risk level? There are really a couple ways to do this. For me personally, I don't like to add unless a new risk level has been set, or if for whatever reason I didn't have as much size as I was kind of hoping for, and so then I still have room to add. So let's say, Matt, do you want to throw up SGBX real quick just for fun?
Sure.
Just for an easy way to go over this. So what I was looking to do is I got long at that 44-cent break, risking 38 cents. All right. What I was looking for was then a break of that 49-cent area, a curl around through there where I would have added and then moved my risk level up to that 45-cent base, aka the new risk level. So then basically I'm just looking to add as much size as I'd feel comfortable risking at that risk level, right? So if I'm going to risk $1,000, and that's, what's that, 4 cents a share, I can take 25,000 shares. Or did I do that math? Yeah, 25,000 shares. That's my personal way, like my personal preference. Everyone's got different ways to do it. Some people like to add on dips. I think Matt's a little better at adding on dips, which gives you a better average, but it also means you've probably got a little bit of a wider risk level to begin with.
Yeah, I pretty much agree with everything Bryce said. For me, my approach is definitely a little more aggressive, which can, yes, help me get more size, but also might cause me to stop out more. It's that classic trading give and take, win rate versus risk reward. But like on this one, I wasn't in it, but looking in hindsight, I probably would have tried to buy it somewhere around this 46, maybe 47 area, because I saw this 45 forming. And I knew at that point, those ads were just such a tight risk. I'd be able to get a large number of shares with small risk. Obviously, this trade failed. There's actually a huge seller. I don't know if everyone was watching the level 2, but it was like a couple 100,000 shares just kept pushing down. So I do think at this point, SGBX is likely done. Fig, I was just saying how it's feels like it's stalling out,
but
now it feels like it's going to go higher. So
I agree. I honestly thought that kind of fake break to 85 cents or $85 was going to be, that's it. Here she is holding up at $85.
Yeah, it's just holding incredibly, incredibly well. A couple people talking about BTAI. I haven't looked at this one today.
BTI was nice the last couple of days. Oh my gosh, up 20% again. Jeez.
Yeah. The reason I didn't even watch this one, just to be honest, was, this was kind of day one of the move, but it didn't really go anywhere. Then we had what I would call day one because it actually moved. Day one, day two, basically went up for 2 days already. And just in my experience, by the time you get to day three of a move, like the risk on the long side is just getting higher and higher and higher because it's already run so far in the last couple of days that I tend to, stay away.
That, and listen, like, are there good opportunities on it? Sure. And today it's putting in actually a bit more range, but like, if you look at yesterday's action, it was just fake high day break, fake high day break, fake high day break, then a fake low break, then a fake high day break. And it's like, and then at the end of the day, you got that, 50 cent a share dump. I don't love those kinds of I like clean, simple, easy. That didn't feel clean, simple, or easy.
RMSG, just some random runner here.
Whoa.
Halted up too. This is another one that, like, again, I define this as sketchy. Like, I don't really see any news on this thing.
It's probably a pump.
I don't really see any news. There's literally zero volume pre-market. We just randomly started running out of the gates, and now it's putting in good volume, but I also don't want to deal with halts and headaches.
It's a low float, and it's 5 million shares. These kinds of stocks are just really tough because you just end up buying straight up strength, and eventually someone gets trampled.
Fig had a big seller at 85, obviously couldn't break through. And then AIM too, like, this is also, like, we talked about that sketchy action a lot. And they just kind of let it go at that point and it fading off. Lou called RMSG. There you go, Louie. You win one, you lose one. E says, Bryce, why didn't you buy Fig this morning? Come on, cowboy.
Because I was focused on SMX, whatever that is, SGBX.
Yeah,
that literally is my only answer. I was just, I'm not great at, what do you call it? Multitasking. So.
Yeah. Usually for me too, like, I can have at most 1 or 2 tickers on focus. The rest, I gotta just, like, I can't be focusing on 5 things at once.
Yeah, and like like I was just saying before too, I'm not as good at kind of those large cap stocks. For whatever reason, I'm just not that patient. Like,
yeah, which is fine,
Yeah.
I said earlier, I don't like sub-dollar stocks. I just had never really traded them great. And therefore, I didn't trade SNGX. That's simple.
But, that's also kind of the fun of this. We got 2 different trades, 2 different styles of trades right here, both kind of the same thesis, I suppose. Joe says, would you ever buy below VWAP? Matt, what are your thoughts on buying below VWAP?
I have a very hard rule for me personally. And again, it's just my style. I do not ever want to buy a stock below VWAP. It, in my experience, just has a very low risk and reward. Now, there are times, yes, you can buy below VWAP. You can catch a big short squeeze, of course. But I want a stock to already be strong. I don't want to be the first person buying a stock. So I said this yesterday too. I'm okay being late if I know that when I'm buying, I'm right.
Our friend Kyle Williams, long time ago, went back on our podcast. This was, years ago, but I think about this a lot. Kyle Williams once said, I'd rather be late and right than early and wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
And I like that a lot.
Just as I've noticed, Sykes likes to buy below VWAP a lot. Yeah, and Sykes, he's been trading pretty good, but it's just not my style. You're gonna notice that, like, even Bryce and I, right? We have similar styles, but we're definitely still different. And
yes,
I think that's important for each person. My best advice is watch Bryce and I. Go try to watch Kyle. Go watch Tim Sykes. Watch Tim Bowen. Watch Jack Kellogg. Watch all the videos and kind of like take little pieces of each person that like make sense for you, right? So maybe you're like 20% Jack. Maybe you're like 20% Bryce, right? And then like you kind of become your own person because all of them are great. All of them do good things, but ultimately everyone's different.
Well said. Yeah, what I've learned is like it's really hard to copy a way a trader trades because it's got to still match your personality, but you can take what you like about what way that one person trades, take what you like about the way another person trades, and you can get a pretty cool style from there.
Yeah. RMSG, I'm just watching. I'm not going to trade this thing, but just watching. And that's good exercise too, even for me, right? You don't have to trade every stock. I see people out there trying to get everything. Sometimes just like sit back and be like, look, this isn't like a good risk reward trade. I'm just going to watch it, see what happens.
Yep.
My friend N keeps spamming I am a B. Nice little breakout, but it's just a slow little mover.
Yeah, I mean it's
honestly
fine.
I mean, solid high day break right there, like a couple minutes ago. Wasn't on my radar. I don't think I ever would have bought it, but already
it's one of those stocks where it's like over the last it's been running since August 1st, and from August 1st it's up from 220 to 380. Not as bad. Like again, just slower mover. If that's your kind of style, I think Matt and I can both, for the most part, say we like stocks that are a little bit quicker moving.
Yeah. And again, yeah, even zooming out, I mean, just that makes it even a better trade. Like clear breakout, and whoever you are, I mean, great trade. Nothing really bad to say about it. And with that, I'm pretty much done for the day here. Like I said, pretty much my only watch this afternoon, I don't think it's holding up super well, is this H graph. Yeah, it kind of looks like crap. I'll come back in the afternoon. I'll scan. I'll see if there's anything I want to buy, but nothing too much is really speaking to me at this point. So I want to spend some time talking about Tradefunder. Bryce, you free to do your thing and introduce Tradefunder? And if you guys got questions, we've got about 10 minutes or so. Happy to answer those questions for you. I'm going to pull up my screen while Bryce talks about it. Bryce, what is Tradefunder? Why should people care?
Well, listen, again, welcome to the stream if you're just joining. We're actually here because of a partnership with Tradefunder and Stocks to Trade. Tradefunder is a way to get a $25,000 funded trading account, which I think is perfect for traders who have smaller accounts, who aren't yet able to take enough trades to really see what they're doing right, what they're doing wrong, and get that experience in, and ideally be able to make some great trades in the process. So basically, there's this green button on your screen right there that says get your funded stock account now. That's going to be a $25,000 funded trading account. With our link, we have a $600 discount, roughly 40%, to actually be able to get that funded trading account for $800 plus the $99 platform fee. And so, yeah, you'll basically go there, click that button, and before you know it, you'll be able to trade with a $25K funded trading account. So basically, Tradefunder is the company that's putting up the capital for you to be able to trade with, which is phenomenal. Matt and I say this just about every day, but this is the kind of thing that I think, Matt, I honestly think we were like scouring for something like this.
Yeah.
When we first started trading, and we found out pretty quickly that, well, it didn't exist. So this is a really cool opportunity for traders with smaller accounts. Like, I can't speak for every one of you here, but Matt and I got started with like, $2,000 or $3,000 to trade with. And it's like, if you're trading really anything, I mean, FIG, if you're trading even SGBX, like being able to take advantage with bigger size really, really can be a game changer. Matt, do you mind scrolling down for me here? just to kind of show folks what you'll get. So you'll get access to a $25,000 funded account, but you'll have $100,000 of buying power, which is pretty cool. Now, that doesn't mean you can just throw $100,000 into one ticker, but you can actually spread that $100,000 across 4 different tickers, a max position of $25,000 per ticker. So again, if you're brand new, you probably don't need to just go full size into a trade if you're still kind of getting the feel down. But for those of you guys who are already trading well, you just need more capital in order to kind of get those bigger wins. That option's there for you. And you're protected because Tradefunder's got risk management rules in place that are both really for them and for you. So they've got daily loss limit and a max drawdown, which again, just to kind of explain how that works. If you lose more than $1,000 in a day, they're going to come out there and they're going to say, all right, you're done for the day. Come back tomorrow. You have all the way of a drawdown up to $3,750 from where you start. At that point, if you go under that, I think fair enough. They say, all right, you're done with this account. You've already lost more than you've put in, which yes, they're not going to, your max risk is what you put in. They're not going to sit here and go charge you for your additional losses. So they're betting on you, which we get asked all the time. Why would they bet on you? They're looking for good traders. One good trader. Ideally, they'd like more than one, but one good trader can be a huge win for them. I mean, they got traders that are trading multi-million-dollar accounts, which is really freaking cool. So they want to see you win. And part of the reason they want to do that is because they're going to get you access to a bigger capital. They get a profit split because they're putting up the funding for that. Am I missing anything big there?
No, I mean, here's the way I look at it. What is it? Long story short, it's a brokerage account. If you want to trade, you need a brokerage account, period. End of story. And there's kind of 2 ways forward, and you can pick. This is why we're here, to show you cool opportunity, but do what's best for you. You can go put $2,000 in Robinhood. You can go put $2,000 in Webull. You can deal with the pattern day trader rule. You can trade small. Nothing wrong with that. However, right? If you put $2,000 in, let's say, Webull, right? What is your max loss? Well, you can lose your entire account, right? You make a big mistake, you lose $2,000. That sucks. You blew up your accounts. You can even trade that big. And therefore, like, the fact of the matter is with trading, like, if you have small accounts, you're just going to make less money because you are trading with less money. It's just kind of a fact here of trading. Tradefunder is, long story short, a shortcut to help you get a bigger account. And it is still, it's a brokerage account. That's what it is. So when you go over here, if you go to tradefunder.com, as Bryce said, you can sign up. It's just more expensive. Tradefunder has a great deal with StocksTrade where it's basically $600 off right off the top. Why? Because they know StocksTrade does webinars like this. They know StocksTrade has great education on top of this. They know that the odds of you being a successful trader here showing up to this webinar are exponentially bigger than some random person on the internet. So they want to go out there. They want to help you get a funded account. So essentially, yes, you are signing up for an account, but essentially you're funding yourself with $800, right? And instead of just having $800 to trade with, you've got a $25,000 account with $100,000 of buying power. Now, Bryce kind of walked through the rules, right? So there is risk management in place. You can't just go lose all your money, right? The max loss that you can have personally is that $800 that you signed up. And then there's a platform fee as well. But they have a daily drawdown of $1,000, right? What does that mean? That means if you go over there, you start gunslinging, you lose $1,000, they're just going to put you in a little timeout and they're going to say, hey, that's it. You're done for today. Come back tomorrow with a level head, try again, right? Now, when the account actually gets shut down is if you lose $3,750, right? So, someone do math, that's basically 4 days of the max drawdown before they cut you off. So right off the bat, right, you're already, if we're talking worst case scenario, you can lose 4 times more money than you put in, and it's not your problem because you're trading with their money, okay? Now, where's the upside here? Well, you can start pulling out profits once you've made $1,250. Now, one of their rules is they do want you to show consistency. So in order to withdraw that, you just need 5 days of over $250. That does not have to be in a row. You can have a $250 day today. You can have one in 2 weeks. You can have another in 3 months, right? The point is they just want not just one big home run YOLO trade, because again, that's not what good traders do. They're looking for good traders. So there's that rule in place. how Tradefunder makes money is they then get a split of the profits. Okay, so they get 20% of the profits. Now, I will say this because there's some questions in the chat that I'll just address while I'm talking. Right, this is their starter account. Right, this is the smallest account they've got. That's the profit split. Once you prove consistency, you prove you're taking it seriously, you've made money, they will give you bigger accounts. They will give you bigger profit splits. And ultimately for them, that's their end goal. I'd say that also is a very good end goal for you to have as well. You know, get up to $100,000, $400,000, $500,000 account, which some of their traders do have. And that's obviously, right, that's where it gets, in my opinion, fun, because still you do not have downside risk. It's their money. It's just pure upside at that point. Okay, so go click that link because with StocksTrade, you've got that awesome discount that we've been talking about. So go click it, go see if it's a good fit for you. And it takes like 90 seconds to sign up and you can get started. Chris says simulated trading. I believe they do have a simulated account. You can also, I believe, paper trade with them as well if you want to practice. But, you know, their goal is to get you real money here to be able to go out there and trade. Someone asked, do I download the platform or web version? I typically use this web version here, which I can pull up, right? Say I want to go and I want to use Fig here today as my example, which I know Fig is keep going to new highs, right? I can go over here and, you know, I can trade Fig. If I want to go buy 1,000 shares, I can go buy 1,000 shares here of Fig. As you can see, you know, I got my account balance there. This account, I started with $25,000. I'm up to, you know, 31,000 in there. That's not all my money, but the profit, right, if I choose to withdraw it, is there. Along those lines, though, too, a common question we get asked a lot is, you know, if I make, say, $1,000, are those drawdowns still the same? And the daily drawdown is yes, but the max drawdown goes up with it, right? So again, the max drawdown here is $37.50. Let's say you've got $5,000 of profit in that account. Well, you know, you add those together. So your total drawdown still before they shut down that account is now $8,750. Does that make sense? They're not going to, you know, penalize you if you have profit in there, right? They want you to keep trading. So Robert says, your brain is epic. Bryce, I want you to read that. Can you read that out loud?
No, I don't know how to read.
No habla inglés. Tom says, so you're basically trading with $25,000, but you're only using $800 of your own money. That's a no-brainer. I agree. And that's why I typically say on this, like, if I had to completely start over, right? I did not have my own money to trade with. There's not a shadow of doubt in my mind that I would get started with Tradefunder. It's just a way to accelerate it. You can trade with larger accounts. You got some more money to trade with. Yeah, it's awesome.
This so it says the max payout $15K. Do you have to close your account and create a new one? No, they'll actually reach out to you, and at that point, they're going to talk to you about trading with a bigger account.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the max payout in the starter account. If you get there, hope you all do. Then they'll reach out to you and start talking about, whoa, SGNX. I'm just looking at is crazy.
That's a recovery. That's crazy. I don't know why I listened to the ticker you just gave me there because I just typed it in completely wrong.
SGBX. George says, can't figure out how to place a trade. Are you talking about Tradefunder? Hey, go through the tutorial videos. Go watch them. Reach out to their support, too, if you're having any issues. Their support's great. They will definitely assist you and help you with that. Joe says, do you think if they change trading times for trading to 24 hours, will it hurt day trading? Yeah, I mean, kind of an out there question, but I don't know if it'll hurt it. I think it'll change it, right? You know, you hear people talking about like it's harder than it used to be, or like edge erosion or edge leak. And, you know, the fact is there's always going to be a way to make money. It's just, what is it? It's just going to keep changing.
Yeah, I mean, I think there were a lot of people scared when, you know, like commission-free trading became a thing. People were like, it's gonna like flood the market. It's gonna do this. It made trading better, like for a lot of people. If you were kind of stubborn, it made it worse. But like everything changes, and that's good.
Jim says, does the web or app have level 2? Yeah, it does. I mean, a couple different versions. You can choose what you want to see. There's what they call the DOM. It's very similar to like Thinkorswim. There's the time and sales tape as well. So yeah, there's some pretty cool versions there. And that is the web platform. You can also download a platform if you want, and you can use the downloaded platform as well. again, that's just a personal preference. You got access to both. Marcus says, is this support open on the weekends? Want to sign up on Friday? I'm not positive, Marcus. I mean, they are human beings, so it's probably safe to assume they might not be fully online on the weekend there. But yeah, just go click that link. Maybe start an email thread with them, and they'll start figuring it out. Barbara says, how long after you pay will the account be open? If you go through, you sign up, there's some forms you got to fill out, et cetera. Pretty standard stuff there. But at that point, I'm pretty sure they give you the login same day. It might take a little bit for you to get your login, but then you got it. It's yours. Yeah, folks, that's what I got to say. That's it. Go click that link. Go take a look at Tradefunder. The link is in the description. I'm just going to say sign up one more time in the chat. That is your homework. We are done here for today. I appreciate you guys hopping on.
Matt, you might have an epic brain, but I have an awesome hat. So I don't know what that really says.
Boom. There we go. I appreciate you guys hopping on. As always, we had some good trades today, and we'll be back tomorrow.
I'm back here tomorrow, guys. I guess. Well, no, I'll be back here tomorrow. I guess.
Yes. Bryce will be back.
And
do your homework. Go to the link. Click it. We'll talk soon.
Talk soon, guys.